Well, good morning. My name is Sheila Gregory, and I am the Currituck's Family Consumer Science Program Assistant. And as the FCS Program Assistant, I provide research-based information to the community in the areas of food, nutrition, and Medicare. If you have any questions, type them in the chat, and I will answer them at the end of the class. And if you're watching this recording of this class, and if you have questions, you can email or call me. My information can be found in the description below. I'd like to talk to you today about soups. Soups are one of my favorite to go to in the fall or winter season. I love almost all types of soups. I also love the types of soups. You got many of them. They are easy to throw together, especially on top of the stove, in your crock pot or your instant pot. This is the perfect dish. It will warm you up and keep you full. Soups can be nutritious, easy to prepare, and inexpensive. It can be great hot or cold. You only need a few ingredients to make a delicious soup recipe. So today, we're going to make a soup called sausage bean kale soup. And we're going to move over to the chef in the kitchen, Mr. Adam. And Mr. Adam is already preparing our soup because it's going to take a little time. As you can see, Mr. Adam has used some olive oil and added in his onions, and he's sauteing them right now. Oh, they smell so delicious. So what Adam is going to do next is he's going to go ahead and put in some chicken stock. We got some low sodium chicken broth right now. And we're going to put that in first. We're using the low sodium so that we can cut out some of the salt. Then Mr. Adam is going to add in his kale. Kale is very nutritious. You need to make sure that you wash this kale, and you're going to chop it up. And right here we have about 3 cups of kale. He's going to add in his Italian sausage. And we kind of prepared that a little ahead of time. But what's going to take the longest is the kale. This is really smelling good. And then he's going to add in his potatoes. And we use 2 potatoes. We just dice them up. He's going to add in his carrots. You can cut them up in very small pieces. You can dice them. And if you got children that do not like any kind of vegetables, you want to make sure that you chop them up very, very fine. Ooh, look at that color. Then he's going to add in his beans. You can use any beans. And what we did was we rinsed off our beans because of the sodium intake. You can use any beans. You can use Great Northern. You can use navy beans. If you even want black beans, you can put them in there also. But remember to rinse them off. Very colorful soup here. Very colorful. So what we're going to do is now we're going to add in some garlic powder. We're not going to put in too much pepper because you got to remember your Italian seasoning, your Italian sausage has some good seasoning to it. So that's why we're not putting any peppers. But if you choose and you like hot, spicy things, you can add it in. So what we're going to do, Adam's going to put the top on it and he's going to cook it. And then we're going to come back and see how the soup is doing. Okay. Did you know that soups can be for every season? You can have them as an appetizer, a side dish, or a main dish. And soups can be thick and healthy. They can be smooth, creamy, and be made to be spicy, savory, or sweet. Like I was saying, if you wanted to add in a little extra pepper in there. Now remember, be sodium savvy. To keep your soups tasty and healthy, use low sodium broth like we did today in your stock or soup base. You can use your stock you can make from your chicken bones. You can use stock from that, and you experiment with flavor for herbs, spices in the place of the salt. If you notice, we didn't even put any salt into our recipe today. And the most effective replacement are savory flavors with a bite. As I say, it's such as black pepper, garlic powder, which we use today, some curry powder, some cumin, some dill seeds, some basil, some ginger, and some onions. And we use some fresh onions. And if you don't have fresh onions, you could use onion powder. Now, let's talk about when buying canned soups. You need to use a nutrition fact label to help choose the ones with the low sodium levels. Remember, foods on the can with 140 milligrams of sodiums or less per servings can be labeled as low sodium foods. Claims such as low sodium or very low sodium, let's look at on the front of the label of your can, and it will help identify foods that contain less salt. So we should always remember to read our labels on our cans. Choose some healthy substitutions. Soups can be healthy and they can be an expensive meal also. Keep your soups lower in fat and calories by using some cheese, sour cream, or bacon, and you can top them or garnish them with it. Or choose healthier substitution like a reduced fat cheddar cheese, a low fat sour cream, a non-fat plain yogurt, or some turkey bacon. Or you can substitute a whole grain product, such as using a whole wheat noodles, barleys, or some brown rice in your soups and stews. So now we're going to take and we're going to go back over and let's just see how the soup is coming along. It's looking good. Look at that colorful kale in there. A lot of people do not like kale. I love kale, but this kale and this Italian sausage is going to give this a good flavor, very spicy flavor. We could have added in some noodles if we wanted to, but we thought we have the potatoes in there, and it turns out very, very great flavor. So what we're going to do, we're going to come right back. I'll talk a little bit more to you, and then we'll come back and look at the final products. So whatever you do, make sure that when you're preparing your soup, you're going to make it healthy and you're going to enjoy yourself. Just take the time. The soup is very easy to make. And remember your sodium intake. You want to take and always rinse off your beans. And so that is our topic for today. And we just want to show you what it's going to look like. Once Adam has finished the soup, he's going to bowl up some for us so we'll know. We can put a little bit of cheese on top if you like. But today we're just going to go with the soup. You could have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with this soup. You could have some crackers with it. This is what we're going to have today for lunch. It's very delicious. Well, we're going to let you look at it one more time in the pot. Wish it was here so you can smell it. Oh, it's looking delicious. Very colorful. As I said, remember, preparing your soup, be happy, make it happy and enjoy it. And that's all for today. But if you got any questions, I can answer those now. Well, I don't have any questions, so I just want you to say you can find this recipe in the description below. And I would like to thank you for watching today. Goodbye.